This is Hannibal here from The Hannibal TV on YouTube with a daily wrestling news update as well as reviews of episode 4 and 5 of WWE Unreal. I watched the last 2 episodes on Netflix. I did the review of the first 3 yesterday. And by the way, if you're wondering who this woman is, why I put her on the cover, she's one of WWE's writers. So is this woman. So is this dork. So are these little dweebs. You wonder why the product is so crappy. These are the people that are writing WWE TV these days. And I don't really have any issues with Baron Corbin, but what has he done since being released from WWE? He's now apparently in AEW. He had a match with AEW tonight. Along with Billy Gunn, he wrestled against Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn's first time wrestling since April. His real name is Dyer, I guess. Corbin's real name is Dyer, Bishop Dyer, I guess. He was recommended by Paul White, the guy that makes $800,000 a year in AEW. He's only wrestled about 11 times the Big Show. He I guess recommended that Baron Corbin be hired. He teamed with Hadar Horvitz and Ori Gold, as well as Martin Stone, in a loss to Billy Gunn, Austin Gunn, Brady Booker, and Elijah Drago. But here's the thing. I know AEW is going to hire ex-WWE guys, but now they're not getting anyone that's hot. I mean, now they're hiring guys that have been released and haven't even done anything on the independent scene. It's not like he's a hot free agent and they already have so many people sitting at home doing nothing. What does AEW do? Oh, let's go out and let's hire more people. I mean, they can hire these guys. I heard that they have fans and stuff. But it's just like you already have so many wrestlers under contract that you're not doing anything with. Why are you hiring more? And you're hitting literally all-time record low ratings. By the way, thanks for the guy that sent me this for my match with AJ Styles. There's someone that could actually make a difference in ratings in a company, but he's got too much heat. So there's some wrestling news. Apparently, the Motor City Machine Guns are being demoted down to WWE's AAA Federation, the Mexican Wrestling League that The Undertaker is helping book. Logan Paul has publicly said he thinks Vince McMahon is going to return to WWE. I agree with that. So I did watch the last 2 episodes of WWE's Unreal. So yes, the show was good enough for me to watch all 5 episodes within 2 days. Do I think it's going to help WWE? Does it make me want to watch the show anymore? No, and I actually found in these episodes the parts where they showed wrestling were the parts that dragged. But they were interesting. But here's some things that I find WWE uses too much first of all, it's basically Triple H's show. All of WWE is Triple H's show, but this is the show where it's like, oh, Triple H books everything. Everyone bows down to Triple H. Everyone hugs to Triple H. He is the boss. He is the head writer. He tells us all what to do, no matter if we're a celebrity or a low-level guy. He is the top guy. We're doing everything to get his respect. Words that they use a lot in this is what we do. We don't wrestle, it's what we do. And we like to tell stories in order to have moments. What we do is all about telling stories and having moments. That's basically it. They don't wrestle anymore. They do what we do to tell stories and have moments. So, I don't know. There was a big thing in one of these episodes about Jelly Roll, the singer. one of he wanted to lose. A big part of this was he wanted to lose to Logan Paul. By the way, they showed this thing where they had a conflict on the Jimmy Kimmel show, which looked so choreographed. I mean, glad they got some publicity out of it, but the acting was so terrible in it, and it looks so unrealistic. They call it Unreal. That's a good name, because what WWE is these days is unreal. It's not realistic. And the Logan Paul thing that they showed with Jelly Roll was very unrealistic. And again, the whole thing of, oh, I don't want to lose to Logan Paul. I'm insisting on putting him over. You're not putting a guy over if you make such a big deal about doing it. You don't want to, hey, I want to lose, I want to lose, I want to lose, I want to lose. When you tell everybody that, you're not putting the guy over. You're putting him over more if you make it seem like you didn't want to put him over, but you put him over anyways. There's a little tip. Not that it friggin' matters, but they showed this match that was terrible from SummerSlam, which was Becky Lynch. I already forget her name. SummerSlam. Who did she wrestle? Someone's going to help me here. Oh, Lyra Valkyria. This match was full of botches. And they actually made it a thing that the match was full of botches, and Becky Lynch was upset. They're trying to push this girl. She screwed up a million times in the match. And all I'm thinking is people are paying like $25,000 to watch this crap. And you're actually making a show pointing out that this girl is so bad, she's screwing up the match. I mean, they don't do many house shows anymore. From what I understand, there was less than 20 total house shows last year. People are being paid to train and wrestle. It's not like the old WWE where they're hiring the best people from every territory. They're hiring very inexperienced people that are making huge mistakes in major matches. And if they want to highlight that, go ahead. It made for an interesting Unreal show, but I don't think it's good for business when you're charging tens of thousands of dollars for tickets for literally amateurs. They did a big thing too where they put over Io Sky, who I wasn't that familiar with. They made her seem like she's a big star in this, and they showed a spot where she jumped off the top of a cage with a garbage can on her. And it looked so fake because she's talking about how scared she is and how she can't see and she was afraid to do it. But you can see everyone in the ring. There's like 8 to 10 people running around in the ring trying to catch her. Again, unreal. A good thing for wrestling or whatever they want to tell it, moment making these days. We make moments. We make magic. We go and we make moments, then we hug. And the agents watch in the back and they pop. And the writers think everything they wrote is the best ever. Even though people, again, Raw last week did not make the top 10 weekly shows on Netflix. There's less house shows than ever. I mean, I'm going to tell you, I mean, when the Unreal show is the best thing about WWE, I mean, maybe they should really do more Unreal, because this could be the future of WWE, because the product itself is so bad. They went into basically flopping. They were pretty honest about this, that the John Cena heel turn didn't work. They didn't go too much into The Rock not following through with his part of it. They pretty much didn't go into that at all. But they went into basically, even though this is performance art and John Cena tried to be a heel, the fans just didn't want to cheer him. So now at SummerSlam, Cody Rhodes is going to face John Cena, babyface versus babyface. And the fans are going to be so happy. And again, I don't think they should have had Cody Rhodes beat Cena. I really don't think they should have done that. I think Cena should have kept the title. only to give it to Gunther or something at the end because the whole thing with looking back on it now, the Cena feud with Rhodes ended up being a flop, but they made it seem like this was such a great match and Cena was a babyface again and everyone was happy. Nobody saw it coming that Cena was going to be a face. They also went over the whole thing with Seth Rollins where they did the angle where he faked an injury and acted like nobody knew. When, I mean, the Wrestling Observer reported it pretty much the night after that it was fake. And why was it fake? You told people involved in the match, all the writers knew, the production people knew, the babysitter knew, Becky Lynch knew, Becky Lynch's friends knew. She made a big deal that she wasn't going to lie to friends and family about it. The kids said she'd mentioned it at daycare and stuff. So yes, it's going to leak out. Was it done better than most things these days in the world of no kayfabe? Yes, but of course, it's a TV show. They're going to make it seem like it went over better than it actually did. But they made it seem like nobody knew that Seth was going to come back at SummerSlam, even though it was all over the dirt sheet. Anyone that wanted to know if he was really hurt or not could have known. But they do a great job of making it seem like by the fans' facial expressions and stuff where they're just like, oh my God, Seth Rollins is back. We didn't know. They really make wrestling fans look like idiots in this. And honestly, if you actually watch today's product with interest, I really wouldn't understand why. I truly wouldn't. Because it is so phony and so choreographed and it's written by such geeks. But yeah, this was interesting overall. As I said, I made it through. Let's see what some of your comments are. If Vince comes back, where does that leave Triple H? Well, I think Vince is still the number one stockholder, or up there with one of the top stockholders. I don't think he would take Triple H's spot at creative. I do think Triple H will eventually be a scapegoat when things start to get bad. There's a high potential he could be a scapegoat, but that's not going to happen anytime in the immediate future. And again, Triple H is very well off. He's a multi-millionaire. If he ever were to be released by WWE, him and Stephanie could easily start their own league, but I don't see them going anywhere. Yes, wrestling. The funniest thing was, again, for the guy that says wrestling sucks now, why does it suck? Again, it's these type of dorks that are writing it. Like this woman here and this woman here, they're writing what happened. These nerds are writing the show these days. And you see these people like marking out in the gorilla position. Oh, this is awesome. This is awesome. But it's not. People are tuning out. It used to be so much better, and it's sad what it's turned into, where this is actually more entertaining than the actual show. No, WWE, they want to brag about how good they are. Montreal is paying them to come, and they're going to a 20,000 seat arena, only 7,000 pre-sold right now, and they haven't even been there for forever. And they used to come like every 3 or 4 weeks. No, Tom, she's a writer. They have non-wrestlers now do the writing. And I don't know. It's interesting to see how they do things. It's definitely, I mean, as I said, I watched 5 episodes in 2 days. And I found it interesting. But do I think did watching this thing and seeing how much Lyra Valkyria messed up her match against Becky Lynch, did that make me think, oh my God, I should have spent $20,000 on a SummerSlam ticket so I could have seen that live? No, it's just like, my God, wrestling is so bad now. And the hugging. Let's go out and let's have a fake fight, and then let's go to the back and we're going to hug the agents and we're going to hug our opponents, because that's what we do. We make moments and we hug. We're all a bunch of huggers. We just love hugging it out. I'm glad you guys like it. If there's someone out there that, again, yeah, WWE before they went corporate, that's the precise time where it turned into this. Tom, who is the top Canadian pro wrestler today? How dare you? How dare you ask the top Canadian professional wrestler today a question like that? But no, honestly, I don't know who it is. Harry the British Bulldog Smith is the top active pro wrestler in Canada today, in my opinion. Because and Chris Jericho, who's coming back supposedly at Royal Rumble. I mean, as far as star value, he might be the top Canadian. But Harry Smith, as far as technical ability, look, and he's killing it in Japan right now, I would put him. How could I say wrestling today is so bad? Because I believe in believability. I'm not into spot fests and wrestling that looks fake. I'm into wrestling where I watch it and I think that may have been real. That used to be the art of pro wrestling, making it seem real. Not how many leg slaps can we do? How many flips can we do? I mean, Bruiser Brody was one of my favorite wrestlers. He makes you believe. Lyra Valkyria, no, she doesn't. But by the way, for the guy hating on me, thanks for watching me, even though you don't like me. I appreciate it. The Baron with the claw. The Baron will put the claw on somebody. If they tried to hug him, yes, they would have. Why is Harry Smith not in AEW? Well, they hired Dynamite Kid's nephew instead and have barely used him. I think Harry Smith hasn't had a good offer from AEW. I don't know if that's because of his past heat with Jake Roberts. And Jake has a lot of pull there. Hell, he makes like $600,000 a year for doing nothing. And they had a fight once. I don't know if it has to do with that. Because Jake had said some stuff about Davey and Harry threw coffee on him. So I don't know if it's stemming from that or if Harry just knows that he's not going to be used in AEW and would rather, while he's in the prime of his career, wrestle more. 600,000. Yeah, that's what Jake makes apparently. Today's spots are very choreographed. Yes, it's too phony to me. I mean, I liked the Mad Dog Vachons, who was one of the greatest Canadian wrestlers of all time and a former Olympian. He was very believable. I like the tough guys, not the ones that want to hug it out and cry over every little thing. It's just not me. Timeless Tony Storm might be the best thing going today. I hear that a lot, but they're doing a gimmick right now where she's ballroom dancing with Orange Cassidy and they're beating people up while dancing. Yeah, AEW, they just sign more and more and more and more, and they might even be losing their TV shows by the end of the year. And what's their solution? Well, most of our wrestlers aren't over. Let's just keep signing more and more and more. Someone says Toni Storm's peak is over with. I agree. She's reached her peak and she's on her way down. AEW has about 1,000 wrestlers and 100 titles. Well, it seems that way. And yes, they just signed Baron Corbin, who was released by WWE. It's not like this is someone that left. It's not like this is like someone hot from WWE that they've signed away. This is someone that got released and hasn't even done anything for months. No, let's sign him because we don't already have enough people doing nothing under contract. Yes, Mad Dog, I bounced in the same area where he used to go out. And even though I bounced there 20 years after his prime, you would still hear the stories about Mad Dog Vachon and how dangerous he was. So I'm going to call it a night at that. Let me know what you guys thought of WWE Unreal in the comments and check out my news update from yesterday if you want to hear my report on the first 3